Welcome to Fables of Our Deconstruction, a podcast where we examine our systems of faith and culture together as we grow as people. I'm your host, Dylan. If you like what you hear, be sure to check me out at patreon.com/Dylan. If you'd like to be on a future episode, leave me a message over at 515-318-7569 or find Fables of Our Deconstruction on Anchor FM and send me a voice message. If you want your name shared, include it in your message, otherwise I'll keep you anonymous. Now let's deconstruct. It has been a week. For starters, I want to mention that I've got a brand new, very snazzy looking microphone set up. And I want to give a shout out to Brent Black. He used to host a podcast I listen to all the time called Trends Like These. It was a news podcast. I know he's got a lot of other stuff going on in the world of pop culture, including working on video games like Trends Like... no, not Trends Like These. That's the podcast. Video games like Use Your Words. And I managed to see him retweet an awesome microphone deal, and I picked it up. So that's what we're using. Things are going to sound a lot different from here on out. So I'm excited about that. So this week is kind of like a check-in. I'm going on vacation tomorrow. My wife and I are headed down to Mark Twain Lake in Missouri. We're going to spend a few days down there. Hopefully get some like canoeing or boating in. We got little life jackets for our pets that they're gonna be all suited up in if we get a chance to go on the water. So that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm excited to see where things go with all that. We haven't taken a serious like vacation together in, I'm pretty sure, 2 years, maybe longer, maybe since we've been married. So I think we both like deserve that, need that, and it's gonna be a valuable set of time. And one of the reasons I think that it's good for us to reflect on that now is where deconstructing things is I'm an illustrator and I spend a ton of time at my desk, at my drafting table, streaming on Twitch, chasing down commissions. I work with my city on certain things, and there's just so much going on that sometimes it's hard to feel uh ignited or interested in things. And I definitely think a break will change that to some degree. So I'm looking forward to being able to take a little hiatus from the rest of my life and put a little focus on me and us in my relationship, and hopefully that'll leave us both feeling a little bit more reignited, because it has been one hell of a month. We started off, I was down in Cape Girardeau, Missouri for an anime convention. There's this revealing sense because in my artwork, I'm focusing more and more on the deconstruction of good and evil, and I'm drawing a lot of horned characters, using a lot of figure art, referencing models, often nude models. So it's more of a challenge to be able to say, hey, this stuff is working in a like, I hate this term, all ages setting, in a realm where everyone could come buy things. I'm not making nearly as much fan art. So I did that for a few days. I was down there for 3 days. And then I had a tiny convention in Cedar Falls, Iowa, this weekend on the 9th of April. And now we've got a week off, and then I'll be down in Planet Comic Con in Kansas City the weekend of the 23rd and the 24th. So that's going to be one heck of a month, and I think being able to take a break in the middle is going to be better than I thought. So I'm really looking forward to all that, and I think it's going to be great. I did say that I want to consider to review the Bible. I'm not sure how I want to go about it. I've heard other podcasters talk about their experience with the Bible, that it could take several years if you break it down verse by verse. I'm not sure I want to go that route. One of the things that I've been toying with as an idea is to, read the whole thing on the podcast, maybe book by book, or break the books up into chunks depending on how long they are, because I know they're all different. But the concept I've been toying with was, are you familiar with the Jefferson Bible? So it's a kind of a controversial piece of American history where Thomas Jefferson created his own version that takes all the magic out. basically reviewing the Bible from a deistic perspective, that someone came in and made the world and then left. Now, I do think that there's problematic parts to deism as well, and we can always break that down some other time. But the inspiration that I've had from the Jefferson Bible is to maybe create a Jacobson Bible, where we take out, we can critically review it, and then we take out all the parts that are harmful, and perhaps we can insert things that are more accurate and less harmful. So, can we revise Genesis into an account of what we actually know? Can we revise the commandments into things that are actually beneficial? Because very few of them are good. Or beneficial, I should say. Trying to leave that word good behind, especially in the space of this podcast. So I think that that could be a really fun project, but I also think it's going to be a huge undertaking, and I've been talking about it for a little while now. So I think it's good that I'll be taking this break this week, and I can get those thoughts in order, and we can see where we're at. But the thing that I would love to put in the forefront is just get more calls like last week. Last week was really exciting for me. I thought it was an incredibly moving speech, and I thought it was a really interesting way to reflect on where that caller stood on their beliefs. So I would love to focus more on that. But if we're not going to be like, inundated with calls or emails, then I think we'll probably start that Bible project. There's another thing I want to do a little investigation on, and I think it could be a lot of fun on this platform, is to look into the Church of the Subgenius. I've done a little looking into that, and it's sort of like a satirical church, and I think that there's a lot we could learn from that, especially when reviewing and deconstructing religion. However, I think that there's also room this summer that we get more into some of these societal constructs that I've discussed. I think that that would be really helpful for me and hopefully all of you. And that being said, we're getting a lot more listeners, so I really appreciate everyone being able to contribute the way they have. And it's been amazing to see the listener base go up and up. We're very close to being able to have a partnership on Anchor. Uh, I'm a little indifferent on my feelings towards Spotify right now, and Anchor owns Spotify. But if we do unlock that, I will probably work within those parameters. I don't want to inundate this podcast with ads, but it never hurts to keep things growing. I'm always focusing on like my Patreon and stuff like that. So if it feels like it's better to avoid some of that stuff, I'll definitely take your words into consideration if you reach out to me. So that being said, if you want to write in and give me your thoughts that way, you can always email me at the Dylan Jacobson, Dylan Jacobson at gmail.com. That's also over on my website. So anywhere you see all my linking, you can find a way to get a hold of me. And as usual, if you don't want your name included, just let me know and I won't say anything. And if you call in and you don't include your name, I won't go digging for it. I want to be able to make sure that you can get your story to me, get it out there in a constructive way that feels safe for you. So if you don't feel safe sharing your name, it's perfectly reasonable. So now I think I'm going to be getting into the point where I'm just walking back and talking in circles. So I think it's time to wrap it up for today. I know this is shorter, and it was exciting to have a longer one last week, but I think as long as we have content, we're doing good. So thanks for being here. I look forward to going on our trip tomorrow. And I also look forward from a little break from the washing machine my wife and I just installed. We did the whole installation ourselves, and boy, is my body sore. Thanks for being here. This has been Fables of Our Deconstruction. Fables of Our Deconstruction is created by me, Dylan Jacobson. Don't forget, leave a like and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also support me and all of my work and join my community, the Brimstone Order, at patreon.com/Dylan. And remember, you're never alone. We are in this together.